Yo, hello guys. All right, I'm live. Hello guys. What's going on? I'm here today to share my editing process with you. Let me check if everything is all right. Okay, I stream on two platforms simultaneously, X and YouTube. Feel free to reach out to me on each of this, on any of these platforms, and I will see your message. I will see your question if you have some. So I can see both of the chats. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I have my script for the next video that we will be editing here, which is the worst way to build habits. That's an interesting topic about microsystems. The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation of the perfect time. So let's see, first of all, if we can find the footage itself, because it may be under the different name, but I doubt so. So there's no indexing because the request goes to my file server, which is on my local network. That's why it takes so long to find the file, but we will get there eventually. There we go, that's my footage. Oh, this is very dark. I already can see that the video is too dark. We'll have to work with that. But that's okay, that's what we are here to do, right? So that's the editing process in a nutshell. We're just making things better. Okay, we're creating a new sequence from my presets. There we go, that's my preset for shorts. Skip existing settings. Let's unlink this. Link that back together. For some reason, it just keeps recording this separate track for me. In fact, let me actually create a task for that. There we go. So it should be. So I created a task, so I will address this problem a little bit later. Not a big deal for us, so just remove this thing from here, right? Next, I'm gonna increase the size of the video, obviously, right? And let's see if we need to move my head a little bit. I don't think that's the case, right? I think everything is accurately on the center of the video, so let's start and let's make some cutting. So I'm using this razor tool, right, for this stage of the editing. So let's begin. The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems. The fastest way to build lasting habits is through microsystems, small automatic routines that simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small. BJ Fogg of Stanford says, after I brush my teeth, I'll floss one tooth. One tooth often leads to the whole mouth because starting is the hardest part. Second,
Attach to existing triggers. Don't create isolated habits. Hook them on actions you already do automatically. Morning bathroom visit triggers exercise. Finishing a meal triggers immediate dishwashing. Third, remove all friction. You don't need some kind of special shoes for walking. You'll procrastinate this way. Just go for a walk. Eliminate every possible excuse. Fourth, start immediately. The moment you decide... Fourth, start immediately. Fourth, start immediately. Fourth, start immediately. The moment you decide is the moment you begin.
Okay, so let's remove this part, right?
Fourth, start immediately. The moment you decide is the moment you begin. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st. Now.
That's right.
Fifth, create visual momentum. Track streaks on a calendar. Don't break the chain. Small wins compound into massive change. Remember, systems beat motivation every time. I have an article on the concept of daily microsystems in my newsletter. Check it out. See you over there.
Okay, that was pretty good, right? Just one cut I removed from it. That's good, just one small clip. Okay, now let's go to the more precise cutting, and here we'll be using Ripple Edit tool, this one, and I choose it by pressing hotkey B, right? So let's go and do this.
The worst way to build habits.
And let's see, let's make this gaps a little bit shorter, right?
Perfect time. Only 9%.
Wait a second.
Perfect time. Only 9% of people.
It's good. Let's reduce this gap as well.
Other than systems. The fastest way to build.
Okay, I think I'll need to make it a little bit faster, right? I mean, the pause here.
Rather than systems. The fastest way to...
Yeah, that's better. There we go, let's check it out.
Pass willpower. Here's the frame.
No, I need to cut this small sound.
Willpower. Here's the framework. Bypass willpower. Here's the...
Bypass willpower.
Willpower. Here's the
No.
Pass willpower. Here's the framework.
Here's the framework.
Here's the framework. First, make it absurd. Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small.
All right, we have a gap here. Let's remove this.
Small. BJ4. Absurdly small. BJ4.
Okay, my eyes is itchy for some reason.
One tooth. One tooth often leads to the whole. Hardest part. Second, attach to existing. Hardest part. Second, attach to existing triggers.
Okay, this is, by the way, I'm just listening this interview podcast with James Clear.
Triggers. Don't create
who wrote Atomic Habits, and that's exactly what he talked about in his book and
attach to existing triggers. Don't
in his interviews as well. So it's kind of like the same thing, the same concept about habits, but I call them microsystems here.
Do automatically. Morning bathroom visit.
That's essentially the same thing, right? Atomic Habits or
exercise. Finishing a meal triggers. Dishwashing. Third, remove all friction. You don't need all friction. You don't need procrastinate this way. Just go procrastinate this way. Just go for a walk. Just go for a walk. Eliminate every. Just go for a walk. Eliminate every.
Okay, let's remove this one as well.
Excuse. Fourth.
A little bit shorter, right? I guess.
Possible excuse. Fourth.
Yeah, one more time, just like this.
Possible excuse. Fourth.
Yeah, that's better.
Start first. Now. Fifth. Create visual momentum.
Visual momentum or streaks, right? That's basically the same thing as well.
Visual momentum. Track streaks on a calendar. Don't break the chain. Break the chain. Small wins compound into massive change. Remember,
All right.
into massive change. Remember, systems beat there.
See you over there. There we go. So 1 minute 12 seconds, right? There we go. We done. I think. Let's see here.
Part. Second, attach to existing trigger habits. Hook them on actions you already do automatically. Third, remove all friction. Fourth, start immediately. The moment you begin. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st. Now. Fifth, create visual momentum.
I mean, that's okay, right? That's not like a big type of annoying pause when you're just sitting silently, right? And don't say anything. It's just natural flow of the text. So now let's go and transcribe the script. And let's see now. Let's see, for some reason, again, it won't work with the article, the first one, right? So we need to add one more frame here. So now the article is here, right? Now we can work with that. So let's see.
The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems. The fastest way to build.
Again, the fastest, right? For some reason it skips the article here. There we go.
The fastest way to build lasting habits is through microsystems. Microsystems, small automatic routines that simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small.
Absurdly make it absurdly, right? Absurdly small.
Make it absurdly small.
Wait, not abes. Like this, right? Absurdly. Yes.
Small. BJ Fogg of
BJ Fogg.
BJ Fogg of Stanford. BJ Fogg of Stanford says, after I brush my teeth, I'll floss one tooth.
One tooth.
After I brush my teeth, I'll floss one tooth. One tooth often leads to the whole mouth because starting is the hardest part. Second, attach to existing triggers.
Attach to Existing triggers.
Existing triggers. Don't create isolated habits. Hook them on actions you
Hook them two actions rather, but that's okay.
on actions you already do automatically. Morning bathroom visit triggers exercise. Finishing a meal triggers immediate dishwashing. Third, remove all friction. You don't need some kind of special shoes for walking. You'll procrastinate this way. Just go for a walk. Eliminate every possible excuse. Fourth, start immediately. The moment you decide is the moment you begin. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st. Now. Fifth, create visual momentum. Track streaks on a calendar.
Not the, but our calendar, right?
Don't break. Track streaks on a calendar. Don't break the chain. Small wins compound into massive change.
Massive change, not mass of change.
Massive change. Remember, systems beat motivation every time. I have an article on the concept of daily microsystems in my newsletter.
Microsystems in my newsletter. See you over there.
The microsystems in my newsletter. Check it out.
Check it out. Check it out.
Newsletter. Check it out. See you over there.
Okay, there we go. That's my transcript. It was not so bad, right? Just a small tweaks here and there. Not a big deal. Now let's create captions from this thing, right? That's my preferable settings, creating captions. There we go. Now we remove all the commas, all the dots, question marks if we have some, exclamation marks, no. Now we just select one of them, go to Essential Graphics, to edit, and set this as track style. There we go. Now we have
The worst way to build habits is waiting for
my captions. Now we create adjustment layer. We put this on top of the A layer here, right? So I just need to make sure that I have the selection tool active, not the previous one, not Ripple Edit tool. There we go. Now the hardest part, right? Which is basically working with B-rolls. Let's see, let's get this thing ready, right? This is my Pixel's website.
The
Not
worst
mine,
way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep.
Okay, one more time. Let's see if we can illustrate this point somehow.
The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems. The worst way to build habits is.
Okay, waiting for motivation. Let's see. We have a lot of them. Habits, right? Habit. Let's try this. Habit. No. Let's see one more time.
Waiting for motivation or the perfect time.
Okay, let's see, like motivation maybe? Motivation. Motivation. Oh, the perfect time. Okay, it's kind of like nothing clicks right from here.
Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems.
Okay, this may be easier because it's resolutions, maybe. New Year resolutions. Start. $20.21, okay. Yeah, this is better, right? This is like neutral without any years in it. So let's use this one. Okay, I have a library of different stock footages, so this will be something. Goals maybe or something. Do I have a goals category? No, really? Okay. Let's create one though. Not a big deal. Okay, and let's try to put this here. I think this will be a good fit, right?
Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems. The fastest way to build lasting habits is through microsystems, small automatic routines that simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make it simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small. BJ systems, small automatic routines that simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small. BJ Fogg.
Small. Okay, I want to cut this thing here. Remove BJ from here. BJ Fog.
BJ Fogg of stand small. BJ Fogg
Like this.
small. BJ Fogg of Stanford small. BJ Fogg of Stanford said.
Okay, so how do I resolve this thing though?
Small automatic routines that simply bypass willpower.
Bypass willpower. Okay, let's see, maybe we can find something about willpower though. Because bypass willpower. Bypass willpower.
Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small.
Okay, let's try maybe this one, right? Like sport. This goes under the sport category. I have a lot of videos here already.
Through microsystems, small automatic routines that
Simply bypass willpower.
simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly
small. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that you need to basically break it into the small chunks, right? So can we somehow illustrate this point to... Make it absurdly small. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe something like list or something. Okay, let's maybe put this one. I have category for tasks. Maybe this will fit here as well. To do, let's see. To do, make it absurdly small.
Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small.
Okay, let's see about this BJ Fogg, right?
BJ Fogg of Stanford says, after I brush my teeth, I'll floss one tooth. One tooth often...
Okay, maybe we can find something floss, something. Okay, let's use this one, right? I think. This one is good. Is good, like two. I think it goes under the health category, right?
BJ Fogg of Stanford.
Oh, wait a second, wait a second. I need to fix this one, right? To increase the size of it.
Make it absurdly small. BJ Fogg of Stanford says, after I brush my teeth, I'll floss one tooth. One tooth often leads to the whole mouth because starting is the hardest part. Second, attach to existing triggers. Second, attach to existing...
Maybe it's this way, right?
Small. BJ Fogg of Stanford says, after I brush my teeth, I'll floss one tooth. One tooth often leads to the whole mouth because starting is the hardest part. Second, Attach to existing triggers.
Mhm.
Don't create isolated habits. Hook them on actions you already do automatically.
Okay, so attach.
Attach to existing triggers.
Do we have something about attach to existing triggers?
Don't create isolated habits. Hook them on actions you already do automatically.
Like, what do we do automatically, right? That's the question here. Like something that we do without any hesitation, right? So maybe, I don't know, tie the shoes, right? Or something. Like this one.
Don't create isolated habits. Hook them on actions you already do automatically. Morning bathroom visit triggers exercise. Finish
Exercise. Okay, let's see if we can find like bathroom, right? Morning bathroom. No, maybe just toilet. Okay, let's use this one. Tasks.
morning bathroom visit
Triggers, exercise, and this is the exercise, right? I will cut this a little bit. Unlink this audio track. We don't need it.
size. Finish meal triggers. Visit triggers exercise.
Alrighty. Next one.
Finishing a meal triggers immediate dishwashing.
Meal. Um, Meal. Everything is so tasty here. It just makes me hungry. But we have some work to do, right? Finishing a meal. Finishing a meal.
Finishing a meal
Triggers dishwashing. Dish washing. Okay, like this one, right? Let's see. Do we have something like dishwashing? That's a new category for me. Not a big deal. We'll create one. Triggers immediate dishwashing. There we go.
triggers immediate dishwashing.
Okay.
Third, remove all
Third, not thought.
dishwashing. Third, remove all friction. You don't need some kind of special shoes for walking. You'll procrastinate this way. Just go
Walking. Okay, maybe shoes. Let's go with shoes one more time. Let's see, maybe we can find something. Okay. This is kind of like special shoes, right? You don't need it. Well,
You don't need some kind of special shoes for walking. Procrastinate this way. Just go for a walk. Eliminate every possible excuse. Fourth, start immediately. The most
just go for a walk. So can we have like a normal walk or something? Yeah, like this one. Just a normal walk. So there we go.
just go for a walk.
Eliminate.
Eliminate every possible excuse. Fourth, start immediately. eliminate every possible excuse. Fourth, start immediately.
Okay, maybe we can find something like no excuse, right? Let's see. No excuse. Excuse, maybe. No. Okay, let's go further.
Fourth, start immediately. The moment you decide is the moment you begin, not start immediately.
Okay, let's see what we can find under the start keyword. Start immediately. I mean, this is kind of like straight to the point, right? So let's use this one.
Fourth, start immediately. The moment you decide is the moment you begin. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st. Now. Fifth, create visual momentum. You begin. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st. Now. Fifth, create visual momentum.
Okay, so
Begin. Not tomorrow, not Monday.
Okay, maybe something like procrastination we have. Procrastination. No, tomorrow. Not maybe calendar. Calendar. Yeah.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st.
Now.
Fifth, create visual first. Now. Fifth, create visual momentum. Track streaks on a calendar.
Okay, now we going for streaks, right? Or Saturday challenge calendar. Okay, this is good one. This is challenge calendar. Can you? Oh my god. They're just pointing on the calendar. Can you just... When you stay... I mean, this is a good one, right? Because this is exactly what I meant here. Like streak, you have a calendar and you basically just mark it every day.
Track streaks on a calendar. Don't break the chain. Small wins compound into
Small wheels. Wins.
Small wins compound into massive change. Remember, small wins compound into massive change.
Don't break a chain. Small wins. Small win. I don't think we have something about like small wins, right? We will find just small. Yeah. Wins. Wins, wins, wins. All right. This is a good one. This is a win, right? Just a small training win, I would say, and then it will compound. Into some huge and beautiful tournament win or something like that. So I think we can use this here.
Small wins compound into massive change. Small wins compound into massive change.
There we go.
Remember, systems beat motivation every time. I have an article on the concept of daily microsystems in my newsletter. Check it out.
Article.
Every time.
Okay, let's put my article here. It's called, let's see, microsystems, right? Let me find this one on my Substack. Microsystems. There we go. That's the article. So let's make the following. Let's press here and let's create a screenshot, right? So come on, full screenshot. There we go. Oh, wait a second. I think I already have this one. No? Let me check. Let me check. Yeah, my this one. I already have this one. I don't need to make one more. Hello, Rajan Trasuner 6000. Hello, hello. How is it going? How long you been doing this for? I mean, in general. Do you mean in general or exactly this video? Because this video I started immediately when I started my streaming, which is 49 minutes ago. So it's about 50 minutes. Or do you mean like editing in general? Because editing in general, I'm doing like for, I don't know, as long as I remember myself, actually, because I think my first video I edited like in, maybe I was 16 or something like that. It's not like I'm doing this for living, you know, it's just a hobby. But yeah, no, this is usually a 1 minute video, right? It takes usually like 1 hour or so, maybe less than 1 hour if I'm lucky, if there's nothing to fix, you know, and nothing to. And B-rolls are very easy to find, because this one was pretty challenging, I would say, and most time I spent looking for these B-rolls. So, okay. DaVinci or Premiere Pro? I don't know, just I don't think there's a massive difference between them if you're a novice, you know. If you're just a beginner here, you won't find any difference because the basics are the same in any editing software, you know. But I guess just go for the one that you feel like yours, you know. Because, for example, for me, Premiere Pro is my tool because I can feel it, I can make the interface like very familiar to me, you know, very quickly, and yeah, just very convenient for me. Just go for whatever fits your style of editing, I would say. I never used DaVinci though. Maybe I just need to try it, you know, and see if it will fit my style as well, but I decided to stick with this one.
I have an article.
So I always say, like, try for yourself both, right? And just stick to. You will see which one feels better, which one is more suitable for you, and you will feel it. So just stick to one you like the most. You're welcome. You're welcome, bro.
Daily
Thank you very much.
Microsystems in my newsletter. Systems in my newsletter.
So let's. This is the starting position, right? And this should be the position when we finish. Somewhere in here, right, with Barack Obama. So, and now let's add here some interpolation, is in and is out, to animate this smoothly, right? And let's create this type of mountain here. So it will feel like acceleration to this point. So let's see.
Innovation every time. I have an article on the concept of daily microsystems in my newsletter. Check it out. See you over there.
Okay.
On the concept of daily
of daily, not of data. Let's see. Let's fix this. Of daily. Daily microsystems.
Concept of daily microsystems in my newsletter. Check it out. See.
Check it out. I think. Check it out. Check it out. I should go here, right? Check it out.
Newsletter. Check it out.
And here. Wait, what? And let's reduce it. And let's remove out from here. See you over there.
Newsletter. Check it out. See you over there.
Okay, so that's it in terms of B-rolls, right? So we're done with that. Let's see. That's the whole video, right? That's the entire video. Here. There we go. So now what we do is we need to fix the audio, of course, and then we go for Lumetri color, because you can see already, right? You don't need to visualize this Lumetri scopes, that the picture is very dark, and we need to make sure that everything is brighter and more visible than now. So, okay, first of all, let's go to Audio Track Mixer, right? And we need to fix the audio. Special. So let's see. Let's go for loudest meter first, right? And let's take some measurements.
The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people...
Okay, it's too quiet now, right? It's minus 19.5 loops, so we need to increase the volume. Not a lot, but 2 decibels per each filter, I would say. Right, so we go and put gain here, or denoise filter, then we go and add high pass filter on 80 Hz, right? Then Let's do equalizer, which will enhance our voice. Just like that. Then we go for compression. Dynamics, there we go. For compression, I need to listen this.
Waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems. The fastest way to build lasting habits is through microsystems, small automatic routines that simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make
Okay, just a little bit, just a slightly, right? Slide, not a big portion. And finally, hard limiter, which will set on -1 decibel for true peaks, right? Let's reduce the look ahead time. There we go. So now we should be good. Let's see.
The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9%.
No, it's still not enough, right? Which is interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's increase the gain volume, right? 3 decibels here, 3 here, 3 here. Let's see, one more time.
The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems. The fastest way to build lasting habits is through microsystems, small automatic...
Okay, this is better, right? This is -14.3 loops, still a little bit. Okay, let's maybe increase the volume input boost, like 0.5 decibels here, right? On the final filter, maybe this will do the trick. Let's see.
The worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because...
Yeah, that's better, right? Integrated -14 and -1 true peak. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need here. And the last thing is music, right? The last thing with audio is music, obviously. Let's add a music track right here. There we go. And let's decrease volume. Let's cut this off and let's have a look on the video with the music track, right? And meanwhile, in the meantime, I will add some transition effects. So
the worst way to build habits is waiting for motivation or the perfect time. Only 9% of people keep New Year's resolutions because they rely on motivation rather than systems. The fastest way to build lasting habits is through microsystems, small automatic routines that simply bypass willpower. Here's the framework. First, make it absurdly small. BJ Fogg of...
Okay, now let's work on the picture, right? We have this adjustment layer, which we will be editing here, right? Let's open this limiter scope. So obviously we have a big gap in lighting, right? So let's go and increase it a little bit with automation first, and then we'll increase the temperature because it will increase the lights a little bit, right? Then let's fix exposure, of course. There we go. So that's way better. We have some losses, right, on the information, because obviously there was a very dark day, very poor lighting from my side. Maybe let's decrease the contrast here because we have like a deep shadows right here, right? Which we need to highlight a little bit. Okay. Do I want to increase the temperature a little bit more here? Something like this. Okay, and let's work with the depth. So there we go.
Stanford says, after I brush my teeth,
That's way better. That's way better.
I'll floss.
Maybe I'm too orangey, right? Let's reduce the...
One tooth. One tooth often leads to the whole mouth because starting is the hardest part. Second, attach the
There we go. So now let's export this video, right? And while we're exporting, I will take a short break and go to the bathroom real quick, and we will start the second video. Perfect time. The worst way, there we go. So preset, I have this preset for shorts default, and let's export this thing here. Okay. Be right back, guys. See you in a minute. Alrighty, 55%. We're almost there, almost there. Let me find the next one. The next video will be the best way to maintain consistency as a digital nomad is through portable micro systems that travel with you anywhere. Okay, as digital nomad, that's an interesting one. For me at least, let's see. I don't think we will replay the whole video here, right? Because we just saw it and we will not spend much time on it. So we'll start with the second one immediately, with the second video. I'll just wait a little bit more and we'll be good to go. 10%, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We should be done. But for some reason, we're stuck on 99%. I mean, that's so software, right? It always like do tricks like that. You think this progress bar is somewhat accurate, but in fact it's not. Okay, let's close all the projects. Let's create the new one, right? And let's find the footage. No, not this one, but this one. There we go. And The project will be titled the same way. Through portable microsystems. It's great. So this time, as you can see, it's already indexed, right? And this way we can find this video much faster, which is great. Okay, again, let's create new sequence. Let's put the video right here. Oh, whoa. 4 minutes. Oh my God. Almost 5 minutes here. That's interesting. Okay, let's unlink. Let's remove this parasitic audio track. Then we need to increase the size of the video, and let's see, let's go over it really quickly, and I don't think we need to fix the position, right? The position is good. Let's go over the script and let's make some cutting, right? So first of all, let's cut this to the beginning.
The best way to maintain consistency as a digital nomad is through portable microsystems that travel with you anywhere. And if it works for nomads, it will definitely work for those who don't change their location so often. As someone who's lived in Singapore, Bali, Thailand and Amsterdam, I've learned that location-independent routines are the difference between chaos and productivity.
Yep.
Here's what works. First, create hardware-independent set of exercises. Here's what works. First, create hardware-independent set of exercises. Design a workout routine requiring only your body and a hard floor, no equipment, no excuses, that works in any hotel room. Second, develop your rituals. Since nomads lack the natural separation of office, home, create deliberate flags to your day. Morning walk to commute to work, evening shutdown ritual to end work. Third, build decision-free workflows. Have a predetermined sequence for starting work. Same apps opened in same order. First small task already identified, no wasted energy deciding what to do.
Okay, I'm not sure about this.
In same order. First small task already identified, no wasted energy deciding what to do.
Leave it as it is for now.
Fourth, maintain your habits. Your journaling habits.
Okay, let's remove this thing here.
Fourth, maintain your habits. Your journaling habits shouldn't depend on having the perfect cafe. Your productivity shouldn't require the perfect workspace. Fourth, maintain your habits. Your journaling habits should...
Okay, so I decided to remove this one, right?
Fourth,
to make it one more time. Let's see.
Fourth, maintain your habits. Your journaling habits shouldn't depend on having the perfect cafe. Your productivity shouldn't require the perfect workspace. Design for adaptability. Fifth, use digital anchors. When physical environment changes, use digital
What?
Fifth, use digital anchors.
One more time.
Fifth, use digital anchors. When physical environment...
And this one?
Location freedom... Fifth.
Yeah, I think so. This was...
Fifth.
Remove everything.
Fifth, use digital anchors. When physical environment changes, use digital constants. Same morning playlist, same productivity app, same virtual meeting space. Choose according to your preferences. Location freedom requires internal structure. Use these methods to create in your...
Okay, and this will be this take, I guess.
Location freedom requires internal structure. Use these methods to create one in your own life and own your life. I have an article on the concept of daily microsystems in my newsletter. Check it out. See you over there.
Ooh, that was a tough one, right? When I recorded this. I think I can remember this. So 1 minute 31 seconds. Okay, this one will be a long one. That's okay. Now let's go again with the ripple edit tool. Right, let's see. Let's see. Three.
The best way to maintain
Let's see what we need to cut here. So a lot of space here, right?
anywhere. And if it works for normal,
So let's remove everything from here.
so often, as someone who's lived in
There we go.
some productivity, here's what works. First, create hardware set of exercises. Design a workout
That's true. That's exactly my workout.
in a hotel room. Second, develop
Just reduce this gap a little bit.
your rituals. Since nomads lack the
I think we need to increase it a little bit
your
more, right?
rituals. Since nomads lack the
Yep. So there we go. Just remove all these gaps between
flags to your day. Morning walk to commute
clips, right? So there's no unnecessary pauses.
to work. Evening shutdown ritual to end work. End work. End work.
Okay, I think this is just echo. We don't need this. We can basically remove everything from here.
End work. Third, build this
Okay, this is a little bit too fast, right?
end work. Third, build decision
And work. Let's add a little.
end work. Third, build decision
Yeah, that's better.
workflows. Have a predetermined sequence.
Alrighty.
What to do. Fourth, maintain your habits.
Wait a second. I think this is too fast, right?
Think what to do. Fourth, maintain what to do. Fourth, maintain your habits.
Yeah, because at this moment you need to have a small pause, right? Because this is kind of like a switching topics. Go from the third to fourth one.
The perfect cafe. Your productivity should
That's good.
for adaptability. Fifth,
It's good. Okay.
your preferences. Location freedom
Just a little bit more.
to your preferences. Location freedom requires
And the last word. At this moment, I look exhausted completely because of this video. Required me 4 minutes, right, to just record 1 minute long video. Okay, 1 minute 26 seconds. Alrighty, so now let's go and transcribe the video. Let's see if we need to make some edits to the text. And I guess that we will need to add more frames in order to see article here at the beginning. Yes, so the best way, there we go.
the best way to maintain consistency as a digital nomad is through portable microsystems.
Microsystems, let's add a dash here, right?
Systems that travel with you anywhere. And if it works for nomads, it will definitely work for those who don't change their location so often, as Someone who's lived in Singapore, Bali, Thailand, and Amsterdam.
So what's... Oh my god. Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam, I've learned that location-independent routines.
Location dash independent.
Location-independent routines are the difference between chaos and productivity. Here's what works.
Here's what works.
Here's what works. First, create hardware-independent
set of exercises.
Create hardware-independent set of exercises. Design a workout routine.
Design, not designed.
Design a workout routine requiring only your body and a hard floor. No equipment, no excuses. That works in any hotel room.
That's right.
Second, develop your rituals. Since nomads lack the natural separation of office/home,
office/home, I would say, right? Since nomads lack the natural separation of
office/home, create deliberate flags to your day.
Not... That was my mispronunciation, right? Flags. I meant flags.
Flags to your day. Morning walk to commute to.
To commute to work, right?
Commute to work. Evening shutdown ritual to end work.
Ritual to end work.
To end work. Third, build decision-free workflows.
Decision-free workflows.
Decision-free workflows. Have a predetermined sequence for starting work. Same apps opened in same order. First small task. First small task already identified. No wasted energy deciding what to do.
Yep.
Fourth, maintain your habits. Your journaling habit shouldn't depend on having the perfect cafe. Your productivity shouldn't require the perfect...
Shouldn't.
Perfect workspace. It shouldn't require the perfect workspace. Design for adaptability.
Design
for adaptability. Fifth, use digital anchors. When physical environment changes, use digital constants. Same morning playlist, same productivity app, same virtual meeting space. Choose according to your preferences. Location freedom requires internal structure. Use these methods.
Not these, but these, right? These methods.
Use these methods to create one in your own life and own your life.
Own your life.
And own your life. I have an article on the concept of daily microsystems. Microsystems in my newsletter. Check it out. See you over there.
There we go. Okay, we'll stop here, guys. And for now, we will almost at the middle of the editing of the second video, right? That's cool. And I'll see you in an hour and maybe an hour and 30 minutes or something like that. And we will continue to edit this one and one more video for today. So see you, have a great day. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Feel free to reach out to me, and if you have any questions, and of course follow across all my socials.